Welcome to today's exciting guide to apostolic church patterns. Please keep your arms and theological objections inside the vehicle at all times. Plural elders. Somebody asked why you've got 17 assistant pastors and a CEO. The book of Titus just quietly stares at you from across the room. Weekly communion. Try serving it in tiny plastic cups while the worship team launches into their 18th consecutive key change. The apostles are slightly confused. Consensus. Everybody gets to speak. Everybody gets heard. Nobody gets voted off the island. What a bizarre first century concept. Participatory meetings. Everybody brings a hymn, a teaching, a testimony, except Larry. Larry brought another fog machine. That's your church pattern today. 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 Church size. If you need binoculars to identify your pastor, Paul might have needed GPS to find Timothy. The Lord's Supper. Somebody says it's symbolic. Somebody else says it's spiritual. Meanwhile, Paul's wondering why supper stopped looking like, well, supper. Plural elders. One pastor is easier to idolize. 5 pastors keep each other humble. Imagine that. Traditions. Everybody says, we don't follow tradition. Then everybody sits in rows, faces one stage, starts at 10, ends at noon, and argues about carpet color. Congratulations, you have successfully invented new tradition. That's your church pattern today. That's your church pattern today. Somebody quotes Corinthians. Somebody quotes Calvin. Somebody quotes YouTube. Guess which one gets shared the most? Now perhaps you're thinking, surely the apostles who literally walked with Jesus didn't expect us to organize churches the way they organized churches. Surely they were just waiting for smoke machines, executive campuses, branding consultants, a sermon series called Living Your Best Camel, and a church app that crashes every Sunday morning. Or maybe, just maybe, they knew what they were doing. Where was I? Women's silence. Everybody writes 12-hour debates. Head coverings. Everybody suddenly remembers an important appointment. Baptism. Half the room says immersion. Half the room says sprinkling. Everybody agrees the fellowship meal needs more potato salad. Act is descriptive, Acts is prescriptive, Acts is somewhere in between. Congratulations, you just recreated every seminary classroom for the last 1900 years. Where the Bible is silent, somebody bans instruments, somebody installs lasers, somebody declares coffee worldly, Jesus quietly celebrates Hanukkah, and nobody knows what to do with that. That's your church pattern today. That's your church pattern today. Maybe the apostles weren't making things up. Your church pattern today. That's your church pattern today before reinventing church. Maybe read 1 Corinthians. The apostles planted churches, appointed elders, shared real meals, let believers participate, held to apostolic traditions, and somehow they managed to do all of that without a smoke machine. Without a smoke machine.